We've now got a rhetoric that doesn't match reality. That's what it amounts to. And a rhetoric that doesn't match reality dies, as the river has died. I think that people have some sense that the Snowy is a national heritage. It's called a heritage river, literally, but our heritage river stinks. And sooner or later, people are going to find out that the heritage has gone wrong. I think you can't maintain those heritage values unless you put some water in it. What's a heritage river if it hasn't got the water in it?
I'm sorry. I have no patience with that sort of nihilism. The Snowy River is just one small stream. The Murray is the greatest river in Australia, and we needed the Snowy scheme for that. The Murrumbidgee, in English, means big water. Well, we needed that for the new irrigation areas and for their expansion, for the stability, for $1 billion worth of food. Now, I think you've got to put these things in their perspective, in their context.
Today's debate of conservation versus development echoes another heated discussion. It took place half a century ago between Commissioner Hudson for the Snowy Mountains Authority and the man in charge of the Mount Kosciuszko National Park, Boulder Biles.
I know at one stage Boulder told me that he shouted at Bill Hudson, if you had your way, Bill, there'd be a pub and a urinal behind every snow gum in the Snowy Mountains. And Bill Hudson had said back to him, if you had your way, there'd be nothing happening up here. And that was typical of the sort of debates that went on then, and I suppose still go on now. And if you look at the newspapers of the 1940s, this Snowy scheme was seen as a great national adventure, that we were going to charge on and build this scheme, and that was going to have all of these benefits that were going to flow from it. And a lot of them have actually been realised. I mean, it's easy to say today, you know, we've left this legacy of problems, but in fact a lot of fantastic benefits have flowed from the Snowy Mountains scheme.
The Snowy Mountains scheme delivered pure water and clean power when Australia needed it most. It put Australia on the map as an industrial nation with a confidence and ability to tackle big projects. It helped us cut the apron strings to the British Empire. And in the process, it became a major shaping force of Australia's history in the 20th century and beyond.
I say, hey, Mr. Tourist, driving in these mountains happily. See, you're heading for a weekend to a chalet so you can ski. And your chains are nice and tight and the snow is crunching right. Okay, Mr. Tourist, don't pay no attention to me, 'cause my mind goes way back, quarter of a century, when these hills were exploding in the drive for electricity. And no tourist then alive would own a four-wheel drive. Guess I'm rude. You're gonna have to pardon me. Look, a road is leading to a campsite I know well, where we tunnel through a mountain, 20 miles of working hell. Hey, Mr. Tourist, the stories I could tell, things that used to happen in the Snowy. Excuse me, Mr. Tourist, a little interruption, if I may. Now I really can't hear nothing with the volume of that radio you play. And this may make you smile if you turn down that dial. Believe me, you'll hear things the mountains say. There's a lake that's shining, the one called Yukon Bean, and the spillway that I worked on, biggest dam I'd ever seen. Hey, Mr. Tourist, even I was green, going south to work up in the Snowy. Hey, Mr. Tourist, you'll do better if you stick along with me.
Next week, the Snowy people share their experiences and memories of life during the construction years as we continue to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Snowy Mountains Hydroelectric Scheme, 8:30 next Sunday.
It's hopeless when you cannot understand. Look, the sun is rising, don't that look mighty fine? And the creamy snow is reaching for a sky that's full of wine. Hey, Mr. Tourist, the times when they were mine. I lived and loved along the mighty Snowy. Good. Thank you. You like that one? Oh, shit.